Agenda number one, arts and science. Number two, work in progress. Let's go. Hi, everyone. Welcome and welcome back to this knitting podcast by Stephanus. I would like to share a little video of my trip to New York City this past Friday. I was invited to a symposium at the CUNY Graduate Center on Fifth Avenue by the Louis Stokes Alliance for Minority Program Participation for the Young Researcher Symposium for the minority population, minority students. So here I am. I took the train from my house in Jersey, and it only took me about 50 minutes, one straight line from my house to New York Penn Station. And on the way to the CUNY Graduate Center, I found this bear donut, and it's really cute, as you can see here. Beautiful donut selections, but I just took a coffee before I made my way to the center, and here I am arriving at the CUNY Center. And it's a really nice building. I'm pretty sure if you've visited New York and walked on Fifth Avenue, you have passed this building before. All right, let's get into the episode. Hi, everyone. Welcome and welcome back to Be Extra, a knitting podcast by Stephanus Oxnanda. I'm Stephanus. As you can see in the intro of this channel or episode, I would say I was showing my trip to New York City for a symposium, basically that happened on Friday. Friday morning all the way to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or 4 actually. First topic that I would like to discuss is, what is the relationship, or what is there a connection between arts and science, and what does it have to do with knitting? So I like to bring this up because to me at the moment, arts and science are the two things that still make sense. Um, and also my background is in chemistry and chemical engineering, and I enjoy arts in my off time. And definitely there are a lot of connection in arts and science. For example, let's take knitting. If I actually have a whole episode about this, where me and yarn dyers, from Cesium Yarn, we discussed about the chemistry behind yarn dyeing. So if you want to go back to that episode, you will find how a lot, not just chemistry in general, but many, because under chemistry there are subdivision. I'm sure if you have a chemistry background, you're aware of it, but there is organic chemistry, analytical chemistry, inorganic chemistry, physical chemistry, biochemistry, and nuclear chemistry. So all in or producing a yarn, let's say a color of yarn, or a yarn with different properties, meaning soft or rough, or have a non-peeling properties, or a non-peeling property, or a really strong yarn, durable but still soft. Like how would you prepare or produce yarn with those properties, with those colors? A lot of science are involved in making that. And we can take a lot of examples in this, around us, how again, arts and science are related. So for example, if you're into music, I also will place a picture here. It happened also during this week. On Wednesday night, I went to Carnegie Hall for a symphony um, of all Mozart by a violinist. And and what is music? Or music is basically an organized sound where with different frequency and amplitude, and that's pretty much science. And no matter how you see it, definitely you will definitely see an intersection or correlation, a strong correlation between arts and science. And why am I bringing this up? Because this is something I am passionate about, something I am, always supporting. And, I put on my channel that I support arts and science. And I just want to explain a little bit what I mean by that. And yeah, and again, I mentioned before, um, arts and science, these are the two things that still make sense to me at the moment. So it's nice to have something that, something that I do professionally and, outside of work or individually, that, I enjoy and make sense. I keep saying making sense. Um, and yeah, a lot of time, um, when I talk to or meeting some people in the yarn community, and when I share, or my background was being shared, that I have science background. One time I got a feedback saying, oh, what does science have to do with knitting? Like, people keep mentioning, oh, why do I even have to take math in 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 the school, because I don't even use that now for my job, let's say. um you need that. Knitting, how can you knit without counting your stitches? How can you understand a pattern without understanding, the principle of the product itself? And also, one of the favorite topic of any knitting group is their medication. I'm sure a lot of people are taking medication to, to keep their state of or condition of living, and that is pure science. Medication is pure science. Um, Again, the idea here, I was just trying to explain what is the connection between arts and science, and also it brings back to the little video that I shared in the beginning. So in the beginning, I was showing my trip to. So in the meantime, I will continue my what do you call this, weaving in of a finished project. So, however, if you would like to go directly to the knitting part, I will put a time marker on this episode, so you can just jump directly if you don't care about this science that I'm trying to explain. So yeah, I went to the city because I was invited to a symposium which is called the Louis Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation Program Young Researchers Symposium. So the Louis Stokes Alliance Minority Program, the abbreviation is LSEMP. Yeah, so LSEMP is a program where an educational institution could propose to receive the funding from the government that will support underrepresented populations in the STEM field. So in that symposium, it was um, there was a really nice agenda. So the main speaker or keynote speaker is the president of American Museum of Natural History in New York City, Dr. Sean Decatur. And then there are career panel, the STEM career panel, and I am one of them. And there are two other professors that were invited. So in that career panel, the students were we had a discussion with the student about just how to be or to guide them through their undergraduate and graduate study, and in the STEM field, and also being in the minority, or as a minority or underrepresented population. And why am I interested in this? I am really supportive of mentorship between people in the academia or in the industry, towards the students who are, or incoming students, or even the advanced level, at the advanced level. I really think it is important to see a representation of your community in the real world. So, and also it is a way for me to give back to the education, and whenever I have a chance to do that, I definitely am interested. Or yeah, so that's what happened on Friday. um, and a little bit more about um, the science that was shared. So, the president of American Natural Museum of Natural History is actually a PhD in biochemistry. I think it is biochemistry. Let me see. Sean Decatur is PhD degree. Oh, sorry, biophysical chemistry actually, and he shared. So it's yeah. So his background actually has an intersection between, uh, you know, some research that I'm doing at work. So, but I'm not gonna really explain about that. But he was sharing one of his research topic that he was doing when he was still a professor, because he started as a professor and then became a dean of a university, and then became a president of the American Museum of Natural History. But when he was a professor, he was studying the folding of protein, and also the mechanisms of amyloid production, basically, and the connection between amyloid deposition to cataracts and Alzheimer diseases. And it is really interesting how the different mechanism of protein crystalline aggregation, and how it affects the human body, and uh, from there figure we can figure out how to treat the different um, illness that is connected to the production of that amyloid that he was researching. So that's pretty nice. And he was also mentioning about the amount of, or just the natural history museum building, because I love museums in New York City, and natural history is one of them. And he was showing the history of the building itself, starting from just one building when of the museum when they started, which is on the 70 something 7th street. But then now there are 24 buildings interconnected to each other. So if you go to the Museum of Natural History in New York City, you will see how the different building, or when you go from one building to another from inside of the museum, you will see how the naming of the levels are really interesting. So that was nice. So and after that we have the career panel, which is me and two other scientists. One of the scientists work for Brookhaven National Laboratory. She is the first African American woman who received a PhD degree in radiochemistry, and the other one is scientists who work in the Wildlife Conservation Society in the Bronx Zoo. I think. Let me see. Mm, I think it is the Bronx Zoo. Anyway, a zoo in New York City, and she is leading a collaboration with CUNY for conservation science program. So yeah, so it's really a good program to have and to share with undergraduate students. So there are about 200 attendees. They're all undergraduate, and I think a couple of them are in the graduate schools or study, but mostly undergraduate students. So, and it's nice throughout the day. We talk about just how to maneuver in your study in the STEM field, and also what to look for in terms of what you want to do with your degree, on how to find that thing that you would like to continue learning throughout your study. So yeah, so then we had a good post event. We had a good dinner. So we actually, I think I took some pictures, so I can add picture here. We went to a taco place near the CUNY. Yeah, so sorry, the symposium was at the CUNY Graduate Center in New York City, which is on Fifth Avenue. I think that is in the introduction video anyway. So anyway, we went to the taco place, to a taco place, and we had really good tacos. I got beef birria and al pastor, and we have totopos and guacamole and beautiful salsas. And I had spicy margarita at the end. So it was a great visit. I yeah, in the video I also mentioned it's not that far from me, New York City. It's just 50 minutes in the train from my house, and one line. So I don't have to spend that much time. A lot of time people who live in Queens or Brooklyn, who work or study or teaches in Manhattan, they would spend the same amount of time anyway. So where I live, it's really strategic. If I want to go to the city, it's really fast. So yeah, so that's what happened on Friday, and that's my little introduction about arts and science that I'm passionate about. So now, let's get to the work in progress. Here we are. Well, I don't think this is a work in progress. I mean, I finished this. I even block it. So this is the simply the vest. What do you call test knit that I finished last week, and the what do you call the pattern will be out next week. So today is November 9, 10, 10. Today's Sunday, November 10. I tried to record this yesterday, but I ended up just taking it easy on Saturday. So yeah, so this is the Simply the Vest by Juliet Picard Design. I will put this information here, and she will release the pattern November 11, actually tomorrow. So yeah, so if you would like to, if you're interested in this, definitely check out the pattern. It is using I discussed about this in the previous episode. I use worsted weight yarn less than 300 grams, so less than 3 full skein of worsted yarn. And this is for my sister, 44 inches bust circumference, but that is for about 4 inches of ease. What else? Oh yeah, it's a perfect project if you want to start knitting a garment, because uh, this is a, a really nice basic garment that for your wardrobe, and it will be a good learning for beginner even. So if you know how to knit and purl, and if you would like to learn how to increase, double decrease, definitely start with this, I would say. And also there's no sleeve, so it will be really fast in uh, completing this project. Before you know it, you will have a garment, and definitely you will wear this throughout the fall, winter, and even maybe spring, because it is not, there's no sleeve, so you can dress up, dress down, layer up, layer down, even. Because I'm pretty sure you can just wear it, straight, um, you know, we as a vest over your skin without any shirt underneath, or you can even, as what people will do, put a shirt underneath, or um, dress, or whatnot. So yeah, and also if you're an advanced knitter, again, it's a great addition for your wardrobe. It's a stockinette um, construction, and it's from top down, and yeah, V-neck. So what else? Uh, yeah. So, and now this. I mentioned last week. Hopefully, I will get far enough on my Giotto cardigan for my little sister, and here I am. I am ready for the ribbing, and after the ribbing, I will add the sleeves, and I'm done. Oh no, actually, I will get back to this band, the what do you call, the button band, and also the neck. So I actually already added button band here. So I'm working flat. I work this flat, meaning I go back and forth in the color work part, and I don't mind. To me, it's not a problem doing purl and color work. I can also do this in the round and stick it after, but I just did not plan for that, just because I cast it on when I was at Rhinebeck 2-3 weeks ago. So on Friday of the Rhinebeck weekend, I picked up this yarn, which is fluff yarn by Walcott Yarns and Le Garçon Boutique, at the Cake Palooza, from one of the well, not trade truck yarn, and that was a Friday. Friday night, I cast it on, so I was somewhere here, and I did not, because I wanted as a cardigan, and in my mind, either way, if I stick it, I will have to pick up the button band at the end, blah blah blah, and a lot of like finishing up stuff. So in my mind, I decided to just do it in the flat and put a button band anyway. But at the end, the width of the button band that I put here is really skinny, so I don't like it. And uh, I had bought the the buttons that will go with it. Oh. don't know where I put the buttons. But anyway, if I find it, I'll show it. Um, yeah, and to me, it's too skinny, this button band anyway. So at the end, I'll end up picking up stitches anyway and make a a wider button band to make it much nicer. Um, so at the end, I will have to do some sort of finishing up stuff, but doesn't matter. I already passed the the color work part anyway, and so it, maybe another week. So by next week, I will be done with it, and I can start with my next sweater, which is my birthday sweater. And that is another set of yarn that I got from the Rhinebeck trip 3 weeks ago. So if you're interested in that, definitely come back next week. So, oh, by the way, I have been recording every week for 3 weeks. Usually I record maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks every 2 or 3 weeks. So, but the reason why is by doing this, I make sure that I finish all the sweaters that I need to finish before our trip to London and Edinburgh this December as a family reunion. So let's go there. So this is the one for my sister, and it's called Giotto Cardi. And I love these pearls that I added here. So basically, she requested Christmassy color, fluff, and something bling bling or sparkly. So here, I actually did not mention before. So, oh, here we go. Haha. Good thing I decided to show the yarn. But this is the button that I'm going to add. So it's kind of what do you call, pearl, but then there is this gold what do you call, color. I don't know if that will make it annoying, but I think it's fine. I know choosing button is not a trivial thing, if you care about it enough. But so there are 5 buttons, so I think this is good. I think it's gonna be good. So anyway, the button band will be much wider, and to give it extra bling, I'm holding the fluff yarn by the Walcott yarn collaboration with Le Garçon, and this sparkly thread. And this is just for the red one. I was gonna find one for the gray color also, but when when I think I went to one of the local yarn here, and I was just asking, do you have any sparkly thread, like thread that is like sewing thread? I should have just gone to a sewing place, but the person says, well, you know what you want is this lace mohair thing. I said, no, I'm actually looking for a thread, like a sewing thread. And then the person said, no, we don't have any of those. We only carry either yarn or a cross stitch thread. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I guess they just don't carry like the sparkly thread that I found from another local yarn store. But I don't mind having it doesn't really show anyway, but you see it's pretty sparkly for the red one, but the gray one it's not really. So I like it's okay. I don't have to add that sparkly thread all over. But this pearl that I decided to add is just so fun. And whenever I work on this at a cafe, whenever there's a parent with their little kids, they love the pearls. They said, how the pearls look so beautiful and they want it, and I'm like, yeah, because it's beautiful. I know, I'm pretty sure there are like commercial sweater, with pearls all over it, but it's just nice to make your own, with your own design. By the way, yeah, this is my own design. There's no pattern available. I'm not ever going to write a pattern because I want it to be unique, my own design. And also, what I'm wearing is also my own design. There's no pattern. um I'm not going to write a pattern. Oh, this one, the construction is top down raglan, so there's a raglan enclosure here. It's not really, you cannot really see it. And yeah, and so this is for my little sister, and this is the original one that I will be wearing. I'm sure you have seen this if you have followed my channel. And then this is for my mom. So this is a little bit tunic, and then a split hem, and then a V-neck. So yeah, so those are the variation of this, sweater that has become multiple garments. And also, maybe if I can find the picture from my Instagram, because I already gave that away to my niece. I also made one for my niece. She was 5 years old, so I'm not sure if it still fits her. She's 7 now, but it should be, because I made it a little bit bigger than her size at that time. So yeah, so I can't wait to take the family picture with our sweater. Now, my this is going to be for my older sister, so I know it's not going to be the Giotto sweater, but um, it doesn't have to be the same Giotto sweater, but basically, I want one family picture of us all wearing garments that I have made for them. And my niece, she already have something similar. And actually, if I found the picture, it's something that is it is a shirt, and but I put an accent on the shoulder, which is like mohair wings. Um, it just has an accent. And my nephew, I did not make this exact like a Giotto sweater, but I made him another type of sweater where it's also my own design, where has a little cable design on off center. And for my brother-in-law, I'm thinking, I haven't made a sweater for him, but I do have another cardigan of my size here, of Giotto cardigan that I already made, but I leave it in the office because sometimes the office will get so cold or freezing cold. So I have my office sweater. I could lend him that for the taking the family picture. So so we'll see. But anyway, I'm almost done with this, and with completing this, I think I have a garment for my family picture. And that's it. I know it's a short one. Again, my agenda was one, arts and science, two, work in progress for this episode anyway. So definitely next week I will be done with this, and I will cast on my birthday sweater. Now, I might not have a lot to show by next week. However, as my promise after my Rhinebeck trip, I will show all the yarn that I got from Rhinebeck when I'm working on the project using that yarn. Meaning, I will start showing the yarn that the other set of yarn that I got from Rhinebeck that I'm going to be working on for my birthday sweater. So until then, be extra, be brave, be love what you knit what you love, tackle that next level in your project. If you think you don't have the skill to make a garment yet, do that. It will, You will only learn and you will only get somewhere with more skill in your knitting. And yeah, until then, enjoy your project and always be extra. Bye.